Hi guys, Deepak here. So today's topic is you can say there is no topic at all, but this is just a random video which I'm creating today. So I'll probably start off with maybe something like time. Time as a concept or topic, and then let's see how the conversation or how this thought process evolves and what all other things which are going in my mind which I want to talk about. Maybe I will try to see how briefly or in detail I cover those. So this is just a random video, the some thought process which are going on in my mind or which goes on in my mind from time and again, every now and then. So first of all, time. Okay. So we know that time is the most valuable currency. Okay. If you look at the quick commerce, so you will understand that now all the big players are coming into this particular field, and they are trying to deliver goods or whatever items the customer wants in very quick pace, because everyone is like trying to tell you to save your time. Your time is like very very important. Okay, so I'll say that yeah, time is a very valuable commodity, but the only catch here is that mm, what everyone has a motto. Each company has a motto. Uh, Everyone is a seller out there trying to sell you something or the other, and they can give you this pretext that we are going to save a lot of your time, and you can do other things in that particular saved amount of time, whatever hours or minutes we save. You can be more productive and do more things in your save time. So even the same is being said about AI. Okay. So they are saying that this code assistant will come for techies, as well as if you are a business owner or something, if you leverage AI in your workflows, then various things will be faster for you, and you can save a lot of hours, man hours, or something like that. So now, really, the question is that even if we are, using all the latest ways, we are buying all these, buying into all these products or tools, services, which are saving our time. Okay, saving our time. So, are we then really getting more or enough time to do the things that we like to do or we want to do in life? So, life is a journey. Okay, we are here to learn some lessons. This is what I believe, and everyone has their own set of lessons to learn in this lifetime. Uh, and life will keep on trying to teach you those lessons unless and until you get or you understand that particular chapter or lesson, and then only you move to the next chapter. So you might have seen that few people, they always get into bad relationship. They always break from. They always go into relationship breakdowns, breakups, and all. Some people, they always tend to meet with accidents. Sometimes they will break their hand, leg, or something like that. Some people are there who will always be like ill. They will recover from one illness, and then they will go into another illness. So basically, so see now, as I said, that the conversation uh, here is not a particular thing. It is a flowing thought process which I am just trying to correlate. So I'm just trying to cover on some topics which are randomly coming into my mind. So as I said, these so where we were, that we were talking about that few people, they keep on trying to sit in the same class, and the same lecture is repeated for them by the life. Okay, and unless they get over it, unless there is a major transformation, and the major transformation only happens when you learn your lesson, and then life moves on and gives you the next lesson for which you should again be ready. So unless you are ready for the next lecture, life will keep on giving you the same lecture. Now, if you will ask me that how is it that it's his fault or her fault? So, if they introspect, or if you introspect, if the same patterns are repeating with you in your life, okay. So, say suppose you are always broke, you always go broke, then probably it's the patterns, okay. And these patterns, so we call this a cycle. So this particular cycle repeats over and over again because of fundamentally the same type of thoughts which are occurring in your mind. So if that particular uh, mindset is there for you, that you know what, this is a risky business, you know this is a risky job, oh here there are so much risk, there are this geopolitical risk, oh I will put money in crypto, maybe I will make huge money, or maybe I will lose some. But the focus is always on losing for such people who are broke people. So wherever and whenever they will put money or they will invest their time and energy, they will always think negatively about losing. Okay, losing the finance. They'll always worry about money. They'll always worry about assets. They'll always worry about more liabilities. So the same thing will happen. So this is the manifestation which comes into play then, that thoughts basically uh, become, continuous thoughts will make for certain habits, and these habits will make for actions, and these actions will make for habits, and this habit will create destiny. So this lesson we all know, actually, but we forget. We tend to forget. So basically, if life is trying to teach you something, try to introspect and understand why your life circumstance is repeating. Okay, if there is anything which is repeating in your life, any cycle in which you are, and try to introspect, try to take a pause, don't go into automatic mode. So most of the time, so like as we say, these AI agents and all we are talking about, this LLMs and all. So these are, what are these are basically nothing but trained guys. They are trained machines which are doing as instructed. So what is happening with most of us is we are like always going into auto mode, okay, automated mode. So we are not consciously taking a pause and reflecting on what is going on in our life, and what are the wrong things, what are the bad things, what are the cycles, what are the negative things which are happening in our life. And unless we realize, we introspect, we take a pause, and we come out of that auto mode, we take some time to basically become aware, become self-conscious, then only those patterns will start to break. And those, of course, there are different techniques to break these patterns or to become more aware. And the most major thing is meditation, which does help, or which actually transforms your life. And the first step towards meditation is concentration. Okay, so why concentration? So concentration is like, as we all know, that focusing on just one thing. So say suppose you are like driving. So during driving, your full focus is towards, the traffic, the vehicles which are coming here and then, and things like that. And so if you are a new driver, then all the more focus is there on the road, what all things are coming in the back and the side and all those things. So once you develop a lot of focus, so say suppose you also play sports, if you are The more successful a sports person is, the more focused he is. That is the only reason he is more successful. So the people who are living in the moment and are constantly aware and are constantly focused are the most successful beings. So all the if you look at all the successful people, okay, yeah, there is a debate about 70-hour week, 90-hour weeks. Even I don't believe in over exaggerating your personal life to accomplish all the professional goals of the company, which can fire you anytime. But here, one important lesson to understand is that in order to become very successful in something, we have to become really really focused. Okay, we have to constantly put our efforts into one particular direction and keep on refining, as well as the efforts which we are putting needs to be really aligned and in one particular direction in order for great fruits in your life, to reap great fruits. So as they say that practice makes a man perfect. So if you practice daily that I will run for so and so kilometer, so slowly and steadily you will see that initially you might just run 1 kilometer or half a kilometer, and then over course of period like in 1 year or 2 years, you might actually be running 35 kilometers per day. Okay, that could also be one of the achievements. So what is happening here is you are putting concentrated efforts. That means first you have identified, okay, this is one thing which I need to focus on, and then you keep on focusing as well as taking some steps towards improving that particular skill. So all the successful people, as I was saying, that they as well as the monks, so-called uh, highly learned monks, they have one thing in common. Okay, so they are extremely focused. Okay, so the highest knowledge which is out there is spiritual knowledge, no doubt about there. Even many of these successful, so-called successful people in the material world, they also realize it, maybe not so soon, maybe not in this lifetime, but in some other lifetime. But finally, they realize that the highest knowledge is spiritual knowledge, but this thing also occurs only to those people first who are very focused. So, in order for you, even if you are, you are a businessman, you want to grow your business. If you are a sports person, you want to be excel at your sports, or if you are doing anything and you really want to excel in that, then you need to be extremely focused about that particular thing. Okay, and say suppose your goal is not really to excel. Your goal is, okay, I'm just I just want to enjoy things, and probably I want to experience more things, and I don't want to go deep into anything. So you might be like, okay, so I will work in some particular company, I'll work for so many hours just to just so that the work is done, and then I have my own things, like my family as well as my hobbies and my personal time, where I want to explore some things. So that is also an acceptable way of living, perfectly acceptable way of living. But when if you really want to excel, then the only way out is this focus, extreme focus. Okay, it all starts with extreme focus, extreme awareness, and then the meditation and all other things naturally fall into place, and then your real transformation happens. So, why are we talking about all these things? Like, why am I actually? I am also a techie. I am also doing a job. So, why am I talking about, so much about success, excel, when I myself am not owning any business? I am not, you know, giving like 16, 17 hours in my company. But the reason why I'm talking about this is when I was working in a startup, like some time back, I was working in a startup. That time I understood that probably I thought I could, I thought probably I could do justice to the job. And in the initial days, it was a lot of fun. But within like 3 4 months later, I could realize that probably the focus that these guys have or these guys are having, okay, and the kind of work and the speed at which they want to execute, okay, that speed probably I am unable to match, okay. This is an honest confession. So yeah, I tried to work more and try to focus more and all. But since all these years I was working in not startup companies, but like small or medium sized enterprise firms, or SMS, means mid-sized enterprise firms also. So there was always more focus on process. There was, of course, focus on coding skills and all, but extreme deliverables or extreme speed, agility, extreme flexibility, extreme out of the box thinkings. Those are actually not required if you are working in such big firms or enterprise firms. But only in select startup companies, which where all the people, they are highly focused people. They are very successful already. They would have run some previous startups and all. So in my case also, our startup founder was like a serial uh, entrepreneur, and he had sold like 3 companies before. He was working on his fourth venture. So these guys, they really understand what it needs to success in such very fast paced environment. So they were all very focused, very strong technically. And also another reason which due to which I failed was a product or technology fit. So I primarily come from C++ background, and there all the things were like the latest tech, like they were using Python. So I was aware about Python, but I had not used it like in web, like I had not worked on Django framework. They were also using things like Selenium for automation and all. So I had never worked in QA side, so I was not knowing about the Selenium thing. Then they were also using various other things like Node.js, Playwright, Puppeteer, and they also expected us to work a little bit on the DevOps side as well, or at least be aware about the concepts as well as some concepts about the UI. It was like all too overwhelming. Okay. And why these guys were able to, continue the work? Because, of course, they were technically competent in the sense these guys were already aware of all these things. Plus, they were also very focused. So while I did work on my, means concentrating my efforts and putting all my focus into the work. But one of the things was I was also not that much, technically sound in those frameworks or languages which were new to me. But actually, the only reason I took that particular venture was I wanted to experience the thrill and joy of a startup. That is why, even though they cautioned me that the tech stack for which you are signing up is not your core strength, then why do you want to throw yourself out there? But I said it will be a nice, fun ride for me. I thought so. And yeah, I wanted to challenge myself. And yeah, it gave me like goosebumps when I realized at what pace and what skill these guys operate. And that is when I also started developing anxiety issues. Okay. So yeah, I also faced like sometimes, I'm not sure if those are panic attacks, but my heart will beat very fast, and my mind will uh, completely get bombarded with various thoughts. Sometimes it will get stuck, it will not move, like even a needle will not move inside my mind. So it was not like extreme emotions and extreme things which are happening, okay, in my mind. Sometimes even I will, during the very later part of my time there in that startup, I realized that even I made mistakes in smaller work items, which I never used to make in while working in any other companies. And this purely happened because I was overstressed. I was unable to cope up with the amount of work and the speed at which the work was being expected. So in other companies like normal service based or product based companies, they will give you enough time to basically work on, and even if the time is not that much enough, then also you can always negotiate a little bit on the scope and move some things out. But here they were actually for the salary of one, they were actually taking out the work of like 2 3 people. So yeah, of course some people can label it as over exploitation and all those things, but these people were very clear what you are signing up for, and they wanted that speed, they wanted that focus and technical competency, and probably I was not the right fit. Okay, so of course sometimes life teaches you lessons. So that is why I'm trying to connect here that in order to excel at such kind of places, such kind of workplaces, okay, or in similar type of situations, when you are given you are in a situation where there is extreme stress, it might be related to work, it might happen in your personal life, that it might be related to something else. So in those times, in those moments, if you have to remain calm and focused, okay, and you have to take the right action, then you should probably start to learn with meditation and focusing, like the concentration part. So it will help not just in such type of workplaces, but it will also help you to cope up with some extreme events which might happen in your life. So for example, god forbid, but if somebody dies in someone's family, right? So those are like extreme, means somebody close to us dies, then it is like an extreme uh, event chain which happens and transforms the lives of people who are very close. So to cope up with all such things, like if you are going through very bad breakup, or if you lose your job, and you are only the sole breadwinner for the for your family, or if certain these kind of stressful situations emerge, then the only way out in which you can keep your mind sane is if you are able to, if you are aware of what is happening and what is triggering all those things, if you are able to introspect, go to the root cause, and then sometimes do nothing about it. So sometimes the best thing is observe your thoughts and do nothing about it. Okay, so it's like when we see, say, suppose when we think of our favorite, so think of any favorite sweet dish or dessert which you like, and then if it comes right now in front of you, then once you eat it, okay, so you will first get too much temptation. Okay, I should eat, and once you eat it after 2 minutes, the taste will be gone from your mouth. Okay, so then what will happen is once it is gone, you will not even remember that how the taste was after some time. Okay, you can't recall that much. Your experience you will recall, okay, it was good, but that taste bud again you can't recall. So for that instant pleasure, what you did is you made some choices which are first order choices, not second order choices. And and then maybe later on, if you ate a lot of it, then you might have constipation and all. You run into all those things. So basically, in order to avoid taking or making first order decisions, and what you should do is you should become very aware. So say suppose that again, coming back to the same example, if that sweet dish is again presented to you, then look at it. Okay, be aware, become aware that it is present in front of you, and then just you know don't overthink about it, or don't engulf your mind. So your mind will always constantly chatter. Okay, it will say, oh, this is looking very tasty, very tempting. Look at the color, the texture, and all those things. And you get carried away with it, and you get too much tempted, and you give in to that particular urge which is coming. So that is where the free will comes. So here the urge is coming, your mind is playing games with you, but once you are aware, and you, from your free will, you decide that, okay, I am not going to take any action on it. Yes, I am aware that the sweet dish is there, but I am not going to give any attention to it. That is when, that is when the real transformation will happen and can happen. Another technique, of course, that many people use, even like our parents use. So if a child is obsessing about one particular thing which is harmful for him, so they will try to give him something else to pacify. Like they will maybe start the TV, or they will hand over the mobile. So it is like they're distracting. So moving your focus away from one thing and putting it into another one. But that is always a temporary solution. In order to get a permanent solution, the right way is that you become aware. Okay, and then you consciously decide through your free will that you are just going to observe, you are not going to take any action. And unless unless you are given a choice that you have to respond, so then you respond with the right way. So in this example, your response would be, you are responding to ignore it, to not eat it. Okay. Similarly, sometimes it might so happen that, okay, there will be given you some particular assignment is given to you in work, and it is very hard, and you know that this won't be able to complete, won't be able to get completed in the stimulated deadline. But still, because you are afraid of your boss or manager or lead, you agree to saying yes. Okay, and so now here, before you say yes, okay, you have to take that, you have to use your free will, you have to use your awareness, and then you have to take a conscious decision, like the response. And your response should be, okay, give me some time, I'll get back to you after analyzing whether this thing is possible, or how much scope I can cover. While I will try to do my best, but right now, unless I analyze it completely, I will not be able to commit fully to it. Okay. So that way, what you do is you become conscious, you become aware, you take time to do introspection, you get to the root cause, you analyze things, and then you take a conscious decision, or you actually respond instead of reacting. So when you are going in auto mode, that time what happens is, whenever they will give you any task, you will say, oh yes, okay, okay, I'll do it. And then later on, you will not sleep the entire night. You will be getting those dreams, that particular thing, oh, that use case is missed, this use case is missed, oh, I forgot to add unit test cases, oh, I didn't try this particular scenario, oh, I didn't update the wiki. All those things will happen. Okay. So in order to stop that particular cycle, you need to start today at least. You They always say that, the current time is called as the present because it is you can make the most use of it right now. Okay, so if that realization has hit you now, then right now is the right time. So today is the present, present day, uh, is the present given to you to basically start making new life choices. Okay, and start taking some actions towards this particular journey, transformation journey. So, of course, up to you where you want to concentrate your efforts on. So, once you master this thing, so say suppose you become very focused, very concentrated, very aware, and you do and you have practiced meditation a lot. Now it is again your free will whether you want to channelize all your energy, all your efforts in excelling at the material world, or you still want to balance it out and put your some energies into some other things, like you still want to work as usual, and then you want to give more focus to other important aspects of life. So there are other things also, right? Like we say there are three or four pillars like mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual realm. So what you can do is you can channelize as to I want to give more attention now to my spiritual aspects. So what I will do is using this newfound technique, what I will do is I will try to finish up my work early, and now that I have saved more time, so we are now getting back to that time saving thing or quick commerce things. So once you have basically saved some time by using these techniques to become hyper productive or super focused, then whatever time is saved, then you channelize your energies to the things which you want to do in life. Okay, like whatever are your other goals. If you want to create a passive income, or you want to do your own hobby, so you channelize your energies more there. Yeah, so I think I'll close the video here. I'm not sure how it went. I was also little not so fluent in English, I'll say, but please forgive me for that. It was just a random video which I created today. Just some things which were coming into my mind and I wanted to blurt it out. So, if you enjoyed it, then give a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, then give us a thumbs down. I'm fine for that also. Okay, thanks for your time.